Hey guys, Jake here, and oh my god, do I have a story for you today, okay? So, I get DMs every once in a while. I get some interesting DMs every once in a while, and here's one of them. This is there a Nazi in my DMs right now? Okay, let's jump right into it. You guys are gonna love this. So, let's get going off. He says, hey, what kind of games do you enjoy playing? I'm like, mostly action RPGs. He's like, hey, have you ever played Valkyrie Chronicles? I'm like, nope. He's like, well, it's a game that's worth playing before. It's really good and like challenging. I was a valuable soldier in some of the most difficult battles. I'm like, okay, what's going on here, kind of thing. But I'm just rolling with it. Stuff like that. And I just kind of leave it for a couple days because I just really didn't know how to respond. Like I had no interest in playing Valkyrie Chronicles. And next day later, I get this. Hey, stupid question asked, but do you believe there are Nazis in the furry fandom? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like seriously, like what the fuck? Okay, let's see. I reply, okay, well, same percentages there in any other group of the population. They would probably be exclusively in the United States, and whenever they're found, they would be purged because, they go against the grain of what the fandom's all about. He replies, oh, interesting answer. But I would tell you that Nazis in the furry fandoms do not exist. Okay, at this point, I'm like, okay. And he's like, and it makes no sense why they would want to be part of the furry fandom. If anything, more of a huge joke. Ha 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 ha. To be part of the furry fandom. If anyone believes that there are Nazis in the furry fandom, they're living a fantasy. Now, I want you all to remember what this gentleman just said, because it's going to come right back, okay? It's going to come back, okay? So, as a scientist, and as a person that understands a little bit about human psychology, stuff like that, I reply with this. Right, but as a scientist and as a human, I understand that the contradictions and outliers exist, okay? Stating that something does not exist leaves you vulnerable to that kick in the butt when that 1 in 1 million chance does occur. So it's much better to state that for all intents and purposes, they're so insignificant that they might as well not exist. However, I do truly believe that there may or may not be a case of this. They reply, I understand in a way what you're saying, but ask yourself, chat, ask yourself this question. Why are there Nazis in the furry fandom? So he says that, I just ignore it. I ignore it for a whole day. I completely ignore it for like a whole day, okay? And I kind of just forget about this kind of thing occurring, and then all of a sudden I get this. Hey, I hope you aren't having a difficult time answering my question, for it's all right if you do not know, for the answer is not a scientific one. I'm like, okay, let's see where this is going. I reply, I'm just at work, and that's easy, because it's part of the current American culture and the demographic, and that will affect anything that occurs in the United States. They reply, explain what you mean. And I do my best to try. At this point, I'm thinking this person maybe just doesn't understand where I'm coming from. So I'm like, well, it only exists in the United States. Furries are the biggest in the United States. Therefore, there's a likely chance for the two to cross over. They reply, okay, I understand now. I do not think Nazis would be interested in joining the furry fandom because it's against their ideology and many other reasons. Which, fair enough, it is, for sure. It is for sure that it's not part of their ideology, but here's the thing, and I'll go into this in a second. That's a belief versus a hobby, right? You can like to sled, and you could like to race cars. You can have multiple different hobbies and multiple different beliefs while still being Christian, and we go into this. I reply, in that regard, you're kind of wrong. Just because someone believes in something doesn't mean that they can't enjoy anthropomorphic art. One is a hobby, one is a belief. It's like saying you can't be a gay Christian or you can't be a black president. Those things aren't exclusive in this world. They reply, do you know what a Nazi is? Be honest, it's okay if you're not sure. I'm like, bitch. Okay. Are we honestly getting into this? Because I don't think I want to get into this. At this point, I'm just like, I think I want an out. Like, I think I want out of this conversation, stuff like that. So I reply, you can have whatever specific definition you would like. In the end, they're very, whatchamacallit, I care very, I'll just restart. You can have whatever specific definition you would like. In the end, I care very little about this topic, to be frank. I'm Canadian. We don't have to deal with this foolishness. I'm trying to put an end to it. I'm trying to squash it. I'm trying to end this shit, right? And oh boy, did they notice. I am insulted, and I'm just gonna say you are not a very chill person. I take Nazism very seriously because I don't want people to die. I don't want people to die, guys. If you know someone who is Jewish or gay, do you want them to be killed? Also, Nazism isn't a USA problem, it's a global problem since World War II, bitch. Ignoring a problem isn't making it go away, it'll just get worse. I'm pretty sure you already know that. I reply back, you're funny. True Nazism died out decades ago. There are far bigger problems in the world than the death rattles of a bygone era. I get it. You're young, you're passionate, you're not insulted, you're angered by my dismissal of a problem that you believe is larger than what it is in reality. In reality, it's very tiny to non-existent. All in all, if you're looking to discuss politics, don't be so vulnerable about it. If that topic is close to your heart and your soul, that the mere oppositional view causes you pain, you're not mature enough yet to discuss that topic. That didn't go well. That did not go well. I tried to put it as like kindly and as like poof, like we're done as possible, and they come right back. Actually, I am shocked at your response that you are okay with neo-Nazis. There are none. Be part of your hobby. If you look through your responses that you made, it's kind of messed up and wrong, if you understand. And also, why did you brought up politics when this had nothing to do with our discussion? Don't change the subject. Maybe we should talk in voice chat. Oh, hell no. Hell no, I ain't getting voice chat. Fuck that shit. I don't have time for this, stuff like that. So I reply back, LOL, no way, that would be a complete waste of my time, and I don't really care about your imaginary demons. They reply back, are you afraid to talk? Are you autistic or something? I reply back, roll over fucking laughing, XD. I spend 10 to 30 hours a week of my free time talking, and then 40, 60 hours work training people how to talk. I'm not afraid to talk, but you are just a teenager. Perhaps a touch daft and a little out of touch reality, which is okay. Everyone's been there, is what being young is all about. Don't worry about it. I don't want this anymore. They reply, what kind of work do you do? I reply back, you know what? Take your pick. I'm an analytical geochemist. I manage a long care company that runs over 9 cities, stuff like that. They reply back, manager of what? And honestly, at this point, I'm just done. I don't want to get into my personal life. I'm just done with the situation. So I'm like, to be honest, at this point, I really don't care to tell you much more about my life. I really don't. Most people I would like blather on to, but I don't know, you just strike me as off. So I think I'm done. I hope you have yourself a wonderful night, and respectfully do not wish to pursue any more private conversations with you. This occurs on January 5th, okay? Oh, and they respond back, there are no winners, that is all. Okay? That occurs on January 5th. 1 week later. Oh shit. Now this is out of nowhere. I have not talked to this guy or done anything with him in this past week. Done nothing. Absolutely nothing. You know what? You're not a chill guy. And when you accuse someone with made-up stuff, what is funny that... Wait, the English is really bad here. What is funny is that you had a pretty boring and not that nice. Which explains why your narcissistic attitude, I can outsmart you and maybe not. But it doesn't matter, for I already know what you do next. There are no winners. So, this guy sends me this message at like 9 a.m. I don't see it till like lunch because I'm working with a whole bunch of my staff, right? And I go on lunch break, and I look at it, and I'm like, do I really want to waste more time with this? And I was bored. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go. I reply back, LOL, it's been 8 days, and you can't let go that I don't want to discuss this silly stuff with you. Dude, you're just crying for attention at this point. He replies back, I knew you were going to reply, you can't help yourself. I reply back, LOL, I'm on my lunch break and had some free time to kill. I was like, oh, Nazi boy's back. I wonder what he wants. And he's like, oh man, you must be really bored. I'm like, exactly. He's like, get back to what you need to do for you enjoying your wasting time. And I don't, like, that's the sentence. Get back to what you need to do for you enjoy wasting time. And I reply back, I don't think that's how English works. But if you're asking how long I have to spend with you, about 15 minutes. He replies back, well, you better finish that lunch before that time runs out. You don't want to get in trouble. I'm like, I'm the boss. I'm the one who gives trouble. Like, I'm the one who gives trouble. Like, what are you talking about? I run the business. He's like, oh, that's nice. You must be really bad at it. You must be really bad at it. And I'm like, badass enough to run over staff of 40 people. And he's like, so what? You're probably bad at your job. I reply back, probably. XD, even when you're trying so hard to take me down a peg, you're not even doing stuff with certainty. They reply back, did you just admit you're bad at your job? That's an improvement. I'm like, LOL, you're cute. I get it. Once again, you're young, and you're still mad about our last conversation. You're trying so hard to find a chink in my armor, some sort of thing to cause me discomfort, and it's not going to work. I'm a very confident person. They reply, why do you think like that? At which point, my lunch break was over, and I just ignore him. Like, my lunch break's over, and I don't have time to deal with this, so I just leave it. A day later. Still waiting for an answer. And I'm done with this guy, so I didn't reply back. Another day later. All right, I'm done. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're a dick and a shitty person with no respect for others. I have more experience for life than you do, and I wish I was still young to make improvements better in the future, because I could have avoided the furry fandom because I had the wrong experience to the point where it could have caused serious trauma or worse, death. Honestly, I'd rather be dead for it would be nice. Whatever, like you would care. Furry is none of your business. I will say this, good luck with your full-time content making, for I know you're talented in that area. I wish you well. To which I do reply. I do reply. Short, sweet, and simple. I wish you well as well. Hopefully one day you can let go of your hurt. Then and only then you can have a better life. That's all I said. A week goes by. A week goes by. Hey, I wanted to apologize for talking about Nazi stuff and being stupid and shit. It was a stupid topic to talk about. I'm sorry. I don't reply to this because I don't trust it. I don't reply to this because I don't trust it. Okay? A day later. 1 day later. Just a single one. Just a single one of me not replying to this. Someone needs to tell you, since nobody else will stand up to you. You are a dickhead and disrespectful human being. You just insulted your mother and truly don't care about your mother's being in a healthy relationship. This was a response into, on Twitter that my mom was dating somebody, and I teased her about it. You'd rather have your mother be in an abusive or worse relationship. You truly are a horrible person. Clearly, you have no friends, just fans, because you're afraid to be called out for your being a horrible, selfish person. People like you, they anger me. And it really pissed me off because of how narrow-minded you are. Telling me to go let go of my pain? Fucking hell no! I'm gonna go hold on to that pain and use it as my strength. You stand up to pieces like shit like you, where you are destroying humanity and the earth. It's time for you to shut up, eat shit, and die! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the Nazi in my DM. I have not replied to him since, and they have not replied to me since, because they have said their final words and let their anger out. And honestly, I wish them the best, but they are crazy. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. I will probably be doing a couple more little stories, but hey, have yourself a good one, okay guys? Bye.